It's Good News with Dick Baumbach. I'm Jeff Heiser here with Dick Baumbach, bringing us some good news for this week. How are you doing, Dick?
I am doing great, Jeff. I am so glad to be here with some good news.
Well, I've got, before you get started, and one of your top stories this week is something secret. So I'm not going to talk about that just yet, but I wanted to take a minute to just say I missed you last week. I wanted to say thank you for being a mentor and helping start Talk Network Radio. It's been our anniversary, and I think we did okay. So thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So let's get on to the good news. That was good news, I guess. Okay. So, secret good news story, and you're telling me to hold on to my seat.
And you beat me to the punch because I was going to congratulate you on 1 year of the anniversary of TNR. And there you go. You found the secret before I get the secret out. And it's 1 year, 2 days ago. Yes.
Oh, my gosh. I am so sorry for that. But I had to get that out. And I mentioned it in my show on Monday, and I thanked you then and said that, everybody needs a good mentor. And I was talking about how I had mentioned to you, let's have a radio station. And you kind of like laughed at me a little bit, like, okay.
Okay, why not? Let's try it.
Yeah. And then you said, do you know this guy named Herb Oscar Anderson? And I said, well, I think so. And you told me, and I said, oh, yeah, I know who that is. And then I kind of laughed at you. And then you said, wait, hold on a minute. And you dialed this number. And it was like, holy smokes, this is really happening. So, yeah, that was great.
Well, what the heck. But congratulations, seriously. And that is good news.
That is really good news. And, it takes a lot of hard work. It really does. People, I don't think people really understand just what goes into creating things. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
All right. So now, do you need some Kleenex? I do. No. Your next good story, and this isn't one that, hold on to your seat story. This is a stand up and hold on to yourself story. Shaq tipped waitress $4,000 because that's what she requested.
Well, actually, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to go back to the anniversary. No. No. Actually, this happened. Shaquille was in Los Angeles, and he was outside of the Staples Center, and he was talking to Jimmy Kimmel, and he said that he always believed in tipping people for what they do because he had the money to do it. And there is actually a side note here to this. In this area, in the Orlando area, Shaquille, before I go to the 4,000, Shaquille would go after every game to the Denny's up in Winter Park. And he would have a meal at the Denny's. He left every waiter $500 tip.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
He also ate all of the food because I know that place.
Right. But, I mean, that's historic. So anyway, in this case, there was a waitress that said that she laughingly needed a $4,000 tip. And Shaq said, okay, no problem. And he gave it to her, and she started crying, and she said, oh, my God, my rent is now paid for the next 2 months.
Wow.
So
that's a feel-good story. That's really good. That's really
good story.
Speaking about good stories, I always love when, like ex-governors or senators kind of get their due. This one here, corruption money seized from ex-governor to pay backlog of employee wages.
Yes. Now, this is not the United States of America. Just want to let you know. This is actually in Brazil, and it's ex-governor Sergio Cabral. He actually, they estimate, took approximately $450 million.
$450 million.
Right. But they've been able to recover $100 million. So what the Brazilian government has decided to do is they are going to pay all of the workers who worked for the government who weren't getting paid because he was keeping the money. They're paying them now.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And he is right now a friend of the Brazilian prison system. So I guess he doesn't need to worry about food or anything.
Wow. Now, do you think something like that would happen here? Because I know there's been companies that and people that they've gone after, and they haven't really paid people back. So,
no, I think it's more difficult here to make that occur. But again, they do serve their time.
Right.
Whether they're a congressman or a governor or a senator, or we won't go any further.
I've often wondered, if they didn't find the money and they went and served their time and they got out and then the money mysteriously reappeared, what happens? I mean, they've already served their time for taking it, so how can they go back?
How can they go back? They can't be done twice. So.
Oh, man. The beauty of our system. All right. The next one is boy saves mom's life by doing the opposite of what she said. So she must have been a Girl Scout. He must have been a Boy Scout.
Well, actually, this is really, really something. And this happened in, I'm trying to find out where, in Washington State. And this young fellow, who is 9 years old, his name is Camden, and Camden came home and he noticed his mom was not doing well and and so Camden said, we've got to call a doctor. And she kept saying, no, you can't, I'm fine. And finally, Camden said, I'm disobeying you, and he called 911.
Wow.
They got her to the hospital, and the doctors say, Camden saved her life. She would have been dead within 2 hours.
Wow. What did they find wrong with her?
Heart condition.
Oh, wow.
And she now says Camden can do anything he wants.
We've taught my grandsons. My daughter has taught my grandson that he can speak to the phone, and it says call Grandpa or call this. And she was going to put in call 911, but she decided that might not be such a good idea right now. I'll just show him.
I'll show him later.
So what do you have for us next week?
Well, let's just say the Gaza Strip.
The Gaza Strip. So everybody knows the Gaza Strip is over in
Israel, Palestine.
Palestine. So
it's
that
not a place.
That's where I was going with that.
No,
it's not located in Tampa.
Israel, Palestine.
It's not in Orlando, Tampa, Jacksonville. Sorry, guys. Man. Well, have yourself a great week. That was a wonderful set of stories, and have a good week.
Thank you, and you have a good week, and congratulations again on one good year.
Thank you, Dick. Have a great day.